Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't think YouTube's going to be too happy about this video, but we got to talk about it. It's a video of a black man on a train, and he punches a woman in the face. He clocks her clean. You know why? Because this woman is a white supremacist. Now, I think the action is wrong, and I think this is what you get when you live in New York City. The video says, "My train ride in New York City." This man was already tight off life when he came in the cart telling people to GTFO him and his kids' way. All she said was, he needs a chill pill, and his kids repeated it to him, and it was just up from there. I'm not going to play the video, but here's what happens. I'm going to show you. He says, actually, I'll play a little bit.
My train ride in NYC.
I was breathing. Say it to my face now. Say it to my face now. Tell me to take a chill pill. Say the word chill pill.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. He says, say it to my face, say chill pill. And she goes, chill pill, and clock. Bam. Yeah. This is what it's like to ride in the subway in New York City. John Doyle tweets, nightmare scenario. Do nothing. You hate yourself and she'll hate you even more. No matter how much she insists, she understands why you didn't escalate or whatever. Hit him. 5 more jump in to beat the racism out of you. And if you survive, you're prosecuted. Nightmare scenario, dude? I'm sorry, man. It's not a nightmare scenario for me. I don't live in this city. I do not live in New York. And I am willing to make a bet that I think is a fair bet that the pink-haired woman smack-talking this guy, she got pink hair before he comes at her. I bet she votes Democrat every single time. Sorry, dude. And if she doesn't, I feel bad. But she chooses to live here. So go ahead and live in New York, man. That's on you. Right now, you know what the big news is? It's AOC doubling down on these. Look at this. Jordan Neely was killed by public policy. AOC takes fresh swipe at New York City Mayor Eric Adams as she blames death of homeless schizophrenic on the demonizing of the poor by our leaders. She blames the victims because she's evil, dude. And I'm sick of people making excuses for AOC and others like her. She's evil, okay? Somewhat the banality of evil in that she just goes along with evil things. But I think this is malicious evil. Let's take a look at the career of this maliciously evil psychopath. AOC makes up a fake story about January 6th. Says they knocked on her door and came in. Where is she? Where is she? She says. She was hiding in the bathroom saying, oh no, they found me. The narrative, of course, she was implying is that the Capitol rioters made their way to her office. When Republicans said her office isn't in the Capitol building, the media went, fact check, conservatives. There are tunnels connecting the buildings. Fact check to both. The story she told happened 1 hour before anyone breached the Capitol building at all. So the implication would be that she knew in advance the Capitol would be breached? Well, that would be an absurd conspiracy theory. The implication then is that she fabricated the story because she is an evil piece of human garbage. She's evil. Now we have a man. 3 men who tried to stop a violent individual on the train. A man who then lost his, this violent man lost his life. And it's a sad story. And AOC wants the victim put in prison for it. Because she's evil. She's like comic book villain evil. So when you see this video of this guy telling this woman, say chill pill to my face, and then she does, and then he goes off on her. He strikes her square in the jaw. And John Doyle, Comrade Doyle on Twitter, Christian conservative content creator, it's a nightmare scenario for me. Now let me break down your tweet. Do nothing and you hate yourself. I wouldn't hate myself because I wouldn't be in that city. Now maybe I'm visiting New York because we did buy ads in Times Square to make a point about New York. Okay, fine. Might go there to do some interviews. Who knows? I see this happening. I'm going to laugh my ass off. Y'all vote for this. Why would I be upset? Yo, if someone if someone's in a town and they're like, I vote to build a windmill. And they're like, sure, I guess. And then they build a windmill and they got, it's in there and then the wind is turning the thing and it's milling the grain or whatever. Am I going to be like, I'm so upset this thing happened that they wanted? Why would I be? See, I think people need to stop making a distinction here. When people like this vote for stuff like this, and they do nonstop, all day, every election, Eric Adams, Democrat, and they're like, yeah, but he's better. Oh, shut up. They vote for this. Stop trying to take away their agency. Y'all vote for it. Y'all get what you get. And then people say to me, Tim, not everybody in New York voted for this. Many people voted against it. Bro, they vote for the Democrats. Less than 20% vote for anybody else, be it Republican, Libertarian, or otherwise. And within that third party bracket, outside of Republican, you have Working Families Party and Socialist Party and still more leftist garbage. You want to hear a horror story? It's crazy. There was a woman in San Francisco. I believe it was San Francisco. Was it? Maybe it was Portland. Let me see, let me pull up the details. Actually, it was a post-millennial. It's a horrible story. Vigil. That's what it was, right? Robbery. It was a woman who post-millennial vigil. Where are we at? Why isn't this story coming up? Let me see if I can search for this here. There we go. Oh man. All right. I'm going to pull this one up from the post-millennial, just for you guys. Woman violently robbed in Oakland while heading to memorial for police abolitionist killed in robbery. You want to hear this story about what happened? This woman who was killed was leaving, I believe she was leaving a bank. She was then robbed. She chased after the assailants, and they then beat her to death and dragged her to death. They beat her and then dragged her to death. Masks required, yes, still, even if you are vaccinated. These people are in a cult. And this is what happens. Why am I going to cry for them? This is what they want. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I'm not being cute when I say that. I am begging you, please hear me. They explicitly say they want this. But for many libertarians, disaffected liberals, conservatives, they cannot, for the life of themselves, perceive what someone else desires. But that's true of all humans. So let me make this clear. Even as you right now are shaking your head, they clearly didn't want this at a memorial for the woman. You don't get it. They do want this. They outright say they won't call the police when attacked. There's only one outcome. If people know you will do nothing to stop them. This. And then when someone's on their way to the memorial, this other woman got curb stomped. Not kidding. Thrown to a curb and stomped on her head. Stomped on her head. She went to the hospital. They want restorative justice. The outcome here is exactly what they asked for. You see? Take a look at the guy on the train in New York who choked Jordan Neely. That's community policing. Local members of the community taking action to subdue a man. He died. That's what they wanted to happen. Now AOC is calling for this man to go to prison. Right. This is what they want to happen. They want you to be victims of violence. But see, so many people can't fathom that someone would actually want this. They do. It's just that simple. Now you can argue they're too stupid to know what they want, but I'm like, I'm not going there. We live in a constitutional republic where people can decide for themselves and they vote for it, and their vote represents their desires. So when they get curb stomped, I go, oh, good for you. Oh, whatever. Like if I vote to build a wind turbine and then we build one, no one's going to get mad at me about it or make fun of me for it. They're like, haha, you built a wind turbine. I'm going to be like, I know, I voted for it. It's what I want to happen. So when a woman with pink hair gets punched square in the jaw on camera, she didn't cry about it. She didn't look sad about it. She got clocked in the face. Hard. I think she's happy. Why am I going to interfere in her agency? She's allowed to vote, right? 19th Amendment exists. She gets to vote for this stuff. They all do. They all vote for it every single time. Now, I don't want to live there because I don't want to get punched in the face. So I left. You see how it works? You can't come to me and claim, no, she doesn't support it. She doesn't want to get punched in the face. No. Okay? No. I can break it down for you in one of several ways. Either this woman votes for it, and thus it happens to her. Clearly, she wanted it to happen. You can say whatever you want, but actions speak louder than words. Or she knows this is the city she lives in, and she wants to live there. There is no circumstance where a person in these cities can plausibly claim they did not want to experience this violence. Black Lives Matter rampaged through this city and many others in 2020. They've killed people. And knowing this, if you come to me and say, but I don't want it to happen, I don't want to be the victim of these things, I'm like, bro, you live there. I get it. They're obviously, they feel like it hurts to get punched in the face. My point is simply this. If you choose to live in a place where you know you will be the victim, I ain't got no sympathy for you. I will not shed a tear. You accept those risks. When I go skateboarding, if I break my foot or something, do I expect anyone to cry for me and say, wow, it's really sad that you broke your foot? They're going to be like, you were skateboarding. These things happen. That's how I feel. If I go out, I busted my wrist last year pretty bad, and it was messed up for 6 months. I probably should have gone to the doctor. And now it's fine. I didn't cry about it. It's what I want to happen. Now, you listen. Obviously, I don't want to get injured. Obviously, she doesn't want to get punched in the face. I'm being a bit hyperbolic. My point is this. What I want to happen is a series of circumstances with an outcome. Getting injured is the only reason to actually do these things. Not literally. What I mean is the feeling you get of adrenaline as you soar through the air launching on a ramp. It's because you might not make it. It is that fear. You're up in the air. When I go up on the vert ramp out front and I'm 10 feet in the air, the exhilaration comes from the risk itself. If there was no risk, it would be no different than me walking around on the ground. I am saying these people vote for these things. They expect these things to happen, and I will have no sympathy for them. That's my point. So watch the video of this woman getting punched square in the jaw. If she had a problem with it, she'd leave. They don't need to be in New York over this. And I am certainly not going to cry for this woman or offer any condolences or any support because she votes for it. When I set up a ramp and then I get hurt launching that ramp, I don't expect anyone to pay my bills because it is a circumstance I created. And I believe there is a possibility, an expectation that it will happen. You see my point? I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 8 p.m. tonight over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.